Alright, today we'll be installing the instrument cluster overlays for the E46. We got these ones on eBay for no more than $25, and the link will be in the description if you are interested in installing these yourself.
Looks to be pretty straightforward. I've been wanting to do these white ones for a while. The full card kits are pretty expensive. These are just the overlays like Keanu said earlier, so we're hoping that this will be a lot simpler process and it's going to be also a lot cheaper to do them this way. So to get the instrument cluster out, normally you would just kind of maneuver it around your steering wheel. You want to pull the telescoping all the way out and then down to get your cluster out. Luckily enough with mine, I have the quick disconnect, so we're going to be pulling that off. And then there are two screws at the top of the instrument cluster. Mine are Phillips. Most of the time, I believe there are Torx, either 20 or 25. Either way, there's only two. And then there are two wire harnesses in the back. So I've got a couple extra wires in my instrument cluster because I have a shift light right here. So that's what these are. Yours won't have this, obviously, as long as you haven't modified it. So now we're going to be taking this out to the workbench and pulling the back off, and I'll show you how to do that. So we got the instrument cluster out. There is a backing on this. There are 7 screws that you're going to want to remove. So what we're going to be doing is showing you exactly where those go, and then we'll be pulling the needles off of the instrument cluster so we can slide these cards on. So there are 7 screws on the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Takes a Torx bit. I'm missing a couple of them, so I just have the 4, so I'm going to be pulling those off.
Alright, so they gave us 2 tachometer overlays. One red lines at 6.5. and the other one red lines at 7. We'll be using the one that red lines at 7 because we have a tune on the car. If you have a stock ECU, you'll probably want to use the one that red lines at 6.5. So we also got 2 fuel gauge overlays. We don't know the difference between them. They look the same, but one just says 2000 to 03 and then the other one says 04 to 06. We're just going to use the one that goes on the car, so we'll be using the 2000 to 03.
So anybody that knows E46s very well know that the ZHP have red needles on them. Mine are red because I actually use a Sharpie marker. It's a really simple trick to do if you want to just make it look a little bit cooler. Pull your instrument cluster apart and just use a Sharpie marker. You don't have to pull the needles off, you can just pull it apart like I have it now and just draw on them and then put everything back together and pop it back in the car. So I have the overlays on and the needles back into position. When you take the needles on and off, make sure that you put them back to where you had them. The other thing that we saw on these overlays was another little section up here. We were kind of confused about it, but we realized that they were actually needle overlays. I'm going to keep mine red, but if you wanted to tint them while doing this project, you can. I think that would look cool tinted as well. So now we're going to be putting everything back together and get it back in the car.